What is up, everybody? Here's a quick overview over the Neural Implementation Protocol, or short NIP. Let me quickly share my screen. Boom. All right. So basically, the NIP, all right, is the world first systematic method for identifying and permanently removing society instrumental viruses that block your execution. And this neurological debugging system bypasses conscious resistance to reprogram your implementation pathways at the operating system level. What does that mean? So, that means the unique mechanism works because it targets the exact neural pathways where implementation breaks down, not vague mindset or motivation. It identifies the specific mental execution blockers installed by education and society that create the gap between knowing and doing. And it systematically removes the viral code using proprietary neurological debugging techniques instead of temporary motivational willpower. And it permanently rewires your neural implementation circuitry to match the exact pathways used by seven-figure entrepreneurs. And it installs success subroutines directly into your mental operating system, making implementation your default state rather than an effort. Unlike traditional mindset approaches that focus on conscious motivation, the neural implementation protocol operates at the operating system level where 95% of your decisions actually occur. I'll show you exactly what I mean with that. Right, this is basically our consciousness, right? And from our consciousness, 5% is a conscious mind. This is where there's logical thinking, willpower, short-term memory, and critical thinking. However, 95%, we are basically running on a program. All right. And this is basically our beliefs, our long-term memory, productive action, imagination, emotions, values, intuition, fears. That's all subconscious. And that's all a program that we are basically running on, right? And the thing is, most of the people, they never change this program. They all become this program. And that's the problem, because like this, they will always just repeat the same cycle. They always do the same things and nothing is going to change in their lives. But if you really want to make a big change, you need to go here. You need to go to the 95%, and Limitless Rewired is exactly their way it works. Like the whole program is made for the 95%. And that's why, honestly, it is the most transformational program out there. I'm telling you this, there's nothing that is more transformational than Limitless Rewired. If you want to create your version 2.0, you need Limitless Rewired. All right. Let me ask you something. Is it sometimes like this that you have the feeling that you know exactly what to do, but something invisible stops you from doing it? Or do you sometimes feel like you start strong but lose momentum despite your best intentions? Or do you sometimes like watch others implement the same strategies you know would work? Or do you hit revenue ceilings? You can't seem to break through. Maybe you're stuck at 5K, 10K, 15K, and you just can't get through it. And you're stuck for this like this for months, like 5, 6 months, always the same ceiling. You get a new client in, you lose another one, but you never really break through the ceiling. Or you procrastinate on the high leverage tasks that would create breakthroughs. If this is you, then if you're nodding right now and you experience the same neural sabotaging I'm talking about, then I'm telling you one thing, and it sounds crazy, but it's not your fault until now. However, it turns into your fault if you don't act now that you know it. All right? Just like David Goggins said, right? Nobody is responsible for their upbringing, but you're damn responsible to fix this shit. And what he also said is the mind is the most important thing. It's the only thing that can overcome anything. All right? So the matrix method. We are all living the matrix, but it's not a simulation created by machines. It's a mental operating system infected with viruses installed by society, parents, teachers, and past experiences, right? And just like the movie, there's an operator in your brain that except this one doesn't help you, right? It does not help you. It works against you. What do I mean with that? It's like Darth Vader in your brain. Like maybe you have watched my imposter syndrome killer video on YouTube. Check it out if you want to understand more about it. But I basically call it like this voice in your head that is always saying, like, who are you to charge that much? You're not ready yet. You need to wait for better conditions. Right? There's always this kind of voice that stuck in your head that basically wants to protect you, but protect you from what? From success? It doesn't make any fucking sense. But as soon as you also understand that the voice is not you, that's the massive first big step that you understand. Like, well, that's why I call it Darth Vader, because it's easy for me to understand, hey, this is not me. This is Darth Vader fucking talking to me. You know what I mean? All right. So the matrix model, the complete framework that delivers the neural implementation protocol through a systematic step-by-step process. The matrix model doesn't just debug viruses, it installs powerful new programming and creates an indestructible force shield to protect your new mental operating system. Phase one, the virus deletion protocol. First of all, we map your current system. First, we identify exactly which viruses are running in your mental operating system, creating a complete map of your corrupted programming. All right. So you can see this here, for example. That's basically what we do. We create a complete map, right? And then after that, we analyze it. We analyze your code. Next, we trace each virus back to its origin, breaking its hold by exposing it for what it really is, foreign code, not your authentic programming. All right. And then T, we transform your core programming. Here we permanently delete each virus, creating clean space for new programming. That's fucking insane, honestly, guys. This when you see what we're going to do here, like we basically trace every virus back, like everything that has been implemented into you, every self-limiting belief, any kind of stuff that has been implemented by parents, teachers, society. We basically go and we follow it, we trace it for where it come from, and then we fucking delete it. All right. And then instead of it, we implant a new belief system. All right. One that is second built for success. Right? That's what we do here. Render new reality in phase two, right? Render new reality. We don't just remove the virus, like I just said, we insert powerful new success programming in their place, strengthening neural pathways that automatically generate implementation. And then we implement power protocols. Then we create your force shield, specific sources and routines that protect your mental operating system from future virus infections and external attacks, because obviously you're surrounded by idiots, right? Then you're surrounded by a lot of people that can, again, basically put toxins into your brain, you know what I mean? That just can basically, again, attack what you have created, and we create a force shield so this nothing can come to you. You're gonna be so grounded in your personality that everything that is around you, you don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And then phase three, the quantum success accelerator. X, render, expand, and execute. Finally, with your debugged system and protection in place, we insert the most powerful success programming available, accelerating your results and creating exponential rather than incremental growth across every area of your life. This is just removing what doesn't work. It's also about installing what does. It's not just debugging, it's complete mental system optimization that makes success inevitable. And I tell you also why we only do this in the last stage. Because the problem that people normally are having, and that's why all the personal development books and Think and Grow Rich and all that stuff doesn't really work. Like all the strategies, everything that you put into your brain does not work, because it's like the same thing like you put good software on a computer with a virus. As long as the virus is there, it doesn't work. But when we remove the virus, all right, when the virus is completed, then we can again put the fucking good software, and then it will work like never before. All right, so that's why this is basically the whole circle. Right, here are a few examples of people that I went through this process with. Constantine went from 3K to 29K in 90 days. Noah went from 5K to 32K in 90 days. Yalte went from 10K to 25K in 60 days. And Adam went from 0 to 40K in 6 months. All right. So the N.I.P and the matrix method, the neural implementation protocol delivered through the matrix method, is the most comprehensive, systematic approach to debug your mental operating system and installing powerful new programming that makes success inevitable. This is just another course. This isn't just another mindset program. This is a complete neural debugging system that transforms your entrepreneurial experience at the operating system level, where 95% of your decisions actually occur. Like I said, this is here where Limitless Rewired works, right? That's why it's so powerful, because most of the stuff is here. Like all the strategies, all the stuff that you do, it's conscious mind. But here is the big shit. And that's why we very often have the feeling that nothing is going forward because you're doing everything here. But like, this is the problem here. And that's where limitless rewired comes into place. All right. So the question is, are you ready? Are you to break free from the 95% trap and join the 5% who implement effortlessly? Because are you ready to bug your mental operating system and access your natural implementation power? Are you ready to see how deep does the rabbit hole go? If you're ready, respond to this email with ready. If you are, and I'm going to send you more information. That's it, guys. I see you in my next email, or I talk to you in my next email, or my next YouTube video, or whatever you're going to see me again. And I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Let's keep crushing it. Let's fucking go.